People say I ain't no good, and I'm crazy as a loon. Cause I shave my head in the morning, pick guitar in the afternoon. Just like old Chief and Charlie, I like to lay around in the shade. Well, I ain't got no money, but you better believe I got it made. Cause I ain't asking nobody for nothing if I can't get it on my own. If you don't like the way I'm living, just leave this bald-headed country boy alone.
Before we get started with this episode of the Josh Terry Podcast, we want to thank all of our sponsors: Blazer 88, Project K9 Hero, Lori's Dive-In, 601 Roofing King, Down Yonder Hat Co., Cottonfield Grill, Cashman's Pub, Better Than Basic Marketing, Middle Georgia Total Health, Nobles Dirt Works, Nobles Networking, Mischief Media, Yankee Paradise South, Web Space Today, and 22 Sierra Coffee. Now, let's get into the episode, y'all. What's up, folks? Thank y'all tuning to the Josh Terry Podcast. Guys, this next guy coming up, he's a fucking wild man. We got to hang out with him in Nashville in November. I like the hell out of this dude, and I've got to watch him pretty much blow up on social media since then. The dude is funny as hell. He's also a good dude. We got to see what a sincere, just good, wholesome dude he is in Nashville. A little wild, but I'm wild too. That's why I dig him so much. I want to introduce y'all, if y'all don't already know him, Mr. Tuck Fard. What's up, brother?
How's it going, brother?
How about those? What are you in right now? It don't look like a spaceship unless you're from the trailer park.
Look at Rockford Fosgate right there. This is a 93 GMC G2500 Vandura. And it's got the power sofa here in the back. So you can sleep in here. I went ahead and I got R2-D2 here. I got my fishing poles. This thing is ready to travel. I'd drive this to Florida. It run like a stone machine, Bubby.
Dude, where'd you get it from?
Well, I have what I would argue the coolest followers on social media. I was given this van by a gentleman in Indiana. It needed brakes and tires, and he said, "Man, you can have it." And I've been getting lowballed on it, and if you want it, you can have it. And I said, "Well, fuck yeah!" We went up there and got it.
Hell yeah, dude. I get boots and you get fucking vans. All right, not knocking any of the sponsors on the show, but hey, let's up our game. He got a fucking Astro van, guys. Let's go.
It's
nasty.
This is a separate air conditioner. There's a whole different AC unit back there in the corner. This is only the second vehicle I've ever had in my life with working air conditioning. It's got two of them.
How is that the only vehicle, the second vehicle you ever had that didn't have AC or had AC?
Dude, I'm a shitbox fiend. Okay, I beat the shit out of stuff so bad that I don't buy nice vehicles, really.
Yeah.
Like, my old lady will have something nice, but see, I've got, for instance, just off top, right over there is one of the first, it's probably, yeah, so it would be the first. This is the second. I've never, dude, I'm so broke about this shit. But it's a 2004 Chevy Tracker, and the AC worked up until a few days ago, and it died. But the frame has rusted in half, and I got that fabricated back together on both sides. I didn't realize that the frame had rusted in half until the tires started hopping quite a bit on the left front, and that's just because, everything was rusted apart. But yeah.
Jesus. Well, what's life been like since I've seen you in November? It looks like your socials and stuff's taking off. It seems like you just become a wild man and everybody loves it.
Well, I'll be honest with you, man. When I met you, we talked a lot about mental health and shit like that. When I met you in Nashville, man, I was poorly medicated. Let's just say that. Like my mental health had been struggling at one point. I talked to my doctor. I don't think there should be any stigma about that.
No, sir.
I got help, and they fucked me up worse. They were fiddle-faddling with just whatever. And I had a lot of anxiety. I was really struggling with anxiety and panic. You see, I think at this point I'm kind of perma-tweaking. Just a little bit. Like,
What do you
dope
mean?
fuck you up.
What do you mean perma tweaking?
I have got once you do once crystal methamphetamine fucks with your brain enough through whatever ways, whether you have instances where there's way too much ingested or over a long period of time, there are, even if you quit, you can have some residual shit go on. Like, my anxiety is worse than it's ever been in my life. Oh damn it, my fucking AC unit just fucked up. I can't have AC. What the fuck? No, so it's pretty much just residual effects. You're never the same,
Yeah. Yeah, I know some people around here that's like that. Once they did it for an extended period of time, they just never got right again. They're still off, even though they've been off of it for years.
Yes, sir. It changes your brain. And that's kind of, I no longer use, but I still am recovering, if you will. Fucking AC. It's still going.
When's the last time like you used? You don't mind me asking?
December 15th, 2.5 years ago.
How long did you use?
Only a few years. It was 3, 4, 5 years. But I think what really got me is when I overdosed. It's hard to do. Most of the time your heart will give out before your brain gets hot. But I did it.
Yeah. I know that ain't
Yeah.
nothing to laugh about, but it's just like when you say it's just crazy to me that you can say 3 or 4 years of it and you say it's not that long, but for most of us, that's like, dude, that's got to feel like an eternity to the outside world looking in, though.
Dude, I'll tell you what, it went by fast.
It had to.
Like, I don't know, man. It felt like I used it for the first time, and then I looked up, and it had just been a few years. And one thing that really fucks me up is you miss time with your kids.
Yeah.
If you have any children, you'll think, "Oh, I'm doing just fine. My kid's alive." But you don't realize how you're there, but you're not there. You don't cherish it like you should.
Well, you probably don't think about anything besides your next fix, right?
Oh, you're either high or you're coming down. Once you get so far into it, those are the only two modes that you can be in. You're either high or you're coming down. And after you come down, you get about 12 hours, 24 hours worth of sleep. It's off to the rodeo, and then you get high again. So yeah, that you're in a lot of ways you are correct. You end up in a cycle that's really just fucking sucks. And for me, I was hiding my crystal methamphetamine usage, so it became more obvious if I was not high.
Really?
Yeah, because I fucking couldn't get out of bed. You get so addicted to it, that you can't function without it. And this is something that makes it really difficult for a lot of people if they have a job, and they can't just take a few weeks off and just come back to normal, because you will need to sleep. Your body, as soon as you come down, especially if you're a habitual user, you're gonna sleep. You whenever I got clean, man, I could tell you it felt like you weigh 1,000 pounds. You just feel like an overwhelming sense of I can't. If I try to do something right now, I will fall dead. And you end up sleeping for a day or two.
What about like the sickness? Don't you get like dope sick and shit?
See that you're thinking more like opiates.
Yeah. Well, you don't do that with crystal meth.
I didn't have any. I was more hungry than anything. When you start really coming to, like, came down, got clean, if you will. Those first few, well, fuck, I still eat. But yeah, you want food those first few weeks. And that's what I recommend if you're trying to quit. Get comfort foods. Just eat whatever the fuck you want for a couple weeks,
Well, what a lot of people say, and I know it sounds stupid, but it's why a lot of people gain so much excess weight after coming off drugs is sugar has the effect on your brain that most drugs do. It gives you a dopamine fix. And it does not give you the same fucking rush or high, of course, but it gives you like a satisfaction. That's why
Yeah.
that's where the comfort food thing comes in.
And they motherfuckers will tell you running will get you high, but that never happened to me. It just makes me fucking want to damn thing. Dude, I'm getting mad. I'm so fucking hot in this goddamn van, and I'm not trying to just sit here and run the fucking motor and die of carbon monoxide butt fucking poisoning.
Why are you in
Trying
the
to,
van in the first place?
because it's fucking cool. I don't know, dude. I'm high. I wanted to show this off. I wanted to show off the cool system I had. Like, I figured out this AC unit and shit. Now the goddamn thing ain't fucking working. What is wrong with you? Okay. We're going to do that. We're going to set the temperature way down. This motherfucker should kick on. It's from like 2005. I don't know. Fuck it. We're just going to sweat our balls off.
Sweat your balls off.
I'm going to sweat my fucking balls off. It won't hurt me none. I can afford to lose a few pounds at this point. Dude, I'm pushing 3 bills and I don't like it.
It happens. I've been there.
I mean, I've never been extremely physically fit, but fuck. I'm the hog now. Hey, have you seen anything on TikTok about the hogging in the cut?
The Hoggin in the cut?
Oh my God. So I had a buddy that used to fuck fat girls and they'd bring us beer and pot. And we'd get drunk or high every single day. He had a tent down there on the damn trail. Let's kick it back on. Yeah, he had a tent, and it was the fucking ground wasn't even level. Like the tent was just on this fucking hillside with an air mattress in it. And these bitches would show up and bring beer and pot, and he'd just hang out with them for a little bit, go fuck them in that tent, and they'd leave the beer and pot, and we'd get fucked up. And it was every day. They'd generally be larger women. Every day one would funnel in, and every once in a while, like a fucking bombshell would come through. And it's like, wait, you don't have to do the big ones, but you're not gonna say no. He's like, man.
What else I gotta do?
Yeah, we're just hanging out. So fast we joke about it, hogging in the cut. Out in the country, the cut, and he's hogging. He's just getting all them big girls in there, and doing what he has to do. Well, we joked about it becoming a rap song. Well, there are a couple of boys that practice that rap stuff that I've come to get to know, and there's some really cool dudes, but they're local. It's Fat Don and One Trey Tone. Well, we started talking about how we could collaborate because they want to build their social media stuff, and I'm just here, I enjoy doing all this different creative stuff, and we made that a real song. And I can get you a copy of that song if you'd like to hear it.
Yeah,
but it's literally about fucking fat girls, and it's a banger. It's so good. And then, so fast forward a little bit more, we wanted to make a music video. So I put out an ad looking for big girls that would, they'd want to be paid to be in the music video. And we got dozens and dozens of responses. We're like, holy shit, this needs to just be a whole party. And so that's what we've set up of filming of the music video for Hoggin in the Cut, which is a real rap song that came to be out of a boy pounding big old girls in exchange for beer and pot. It's like, what is life at this? What is life at this point? Like, how am I not winning? I'm going to send you this song, and you're going to shit a brick. Just wait. You're not ready. You're not ready. Fucking a fat girl. Fucking a fat girl. Yeah.
Well, what's funny is me and the guy who's like my big brother, the guy that got me kind of hooked up with a lot of people originally in Nashville, that we used to joke about shit so much like that. And now, like,
dude, everybody's done it.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not just that, but it's like, trust me, I like big women, I like little women. I ain't got nothing against. I don't believe sexy has a size anyway. But like, my thing is, I love the fact that you just don't give a fuck. I just look because I'm sitting here thinking about now. It's like, you know what? Tuck just really doesn't care because like there's some people that won't joke about. I'll joke about that shit still, but some people will be like, "I'm getting canceled as fuck," and you're like, "I'm proud of this shit." Like, let's
Yeah.
go. Like, let's fucking go.
Hey, dude, in the stigma, bro.
Yeah.
In the stigma, because everybody when you play them this song, they're like, "Well, yeah, I've done it." Like, there's a lot of closet big girl lovers out there, brother.
Oh yeah.
You know,
There's nothing wrong with big women. There's nothing wrong with big women in the first place.
but I've told a couple of jokes about, jokes that I would honestly argue are extremely disrespectful to women, and they I don't know if it's the presentation or what, but they just think it's funny. It's like when my ugly ass says that it's a joke. If I was too handsome, I wouldn't be able to do this.
Well, it's not necessarily that because I get away with it a lot. And what it is if they know that it's not coming from a place of hate and it's actually a
Yeah.
joke. Like if somebody was to sit here and call me and you fucking Sasquatches because we got beards and we're fucking hairy or whatever. Like
Yeah.
if a woman was to do that, we wouldn't get offended by it. Now, like you're always gonna have some dude or some woman that gets offended by some shit, but the majority,
they
the
don't like
majority is
being-
not going to. Like as
They
long
don't
as
like it when you comment on their beard at
Yeah.
all.
yeah, like as long as you're not an insecure person and you're projecting insecurities, you can joke with other people and have fun. But it's when you start like being ugly and hateful and rude about it, that's when people don't like it. Somebody like you that's just having fun, yeah, they're not going to take offense to it.
I feel like we are entering a new era, brother, where people are done being pissed off. Like
Yeah.
the whole you can't tell a joke thing's kind of coming to an end. People
Yeah.
like if you're making fun of everybody, then is
Yeah.
there's
Well,
starting to be an awakening. I
Well,
believe.
it got too much, and I think that everybody saw that it got too much, and it started being to where you couldn't fucking say nothing. And I really do think, and I'm pretty sure I've said this a long fucking time ago, that it ain't never been about left versus right. It's been about the overly sensitive versus who just doesn't give a fuck. And now everybody who just doesn't give a fuck have outnumbered the overly sensitive so much that they're like, okay, now get offended. You can't cancel us no more. Like, you can't take, if you do try to cancel us, we're just going to rebuild. Like, just you waste your time and your effort trying to bring down whatever we got because we made one bad joke. Yeah, fuck you. Like, it's nobody really cares anymore.
Yeah, man. I'm glad Tom Segura didn't get canceled. He barely made the cutoff. He's funny.
That's my fave, dude. Him and Shane are my favorites right now.
Brother, I'm blasted off on this pen. Okay, you were talking about it's kind of not a left versus right thing. I don't 30 statistically, I think it's 30%. There was some science done. 30% of people, if they are loud enough, you don't have to convince 100% of people. You need 30% doing a whole lot of bitching.
Yep.
And then as time went on and people got fed up with it, the 30% realized, oh shit. This is like god damn, I got high.
Yeah, you did.
Once that number got small enough, it didn't matter anymore. But I think the cutoff is like 30% bitching loud enough can change the outcome for the other 70%.
Well, this is also what happened too. And a lot of people have talked about this recently. In that 30%, there was a small portion of that. We'll just say like 5% out of that 30% that was so fucking obnoxious and so fucking just, they were lunatics. They were crazy. They were people that were saying stuff that even the other 25% of that 30 were like, we don't agree
roasting them.
Yeah.
Roasting them because they're unbearable people that will never be happy no matter what.
Yeah, these were the people in that 5% that was like, oh, even though they look like you, Tuck, or they look like me, oh, we're going to go in women's restrooms and piss because we identify as a woman. The other people there in that 30% were like, no, fuck, you're not. And then they matched up with the other 70% of us. So that 5% killed it for the rest of that 30%. And now everybody's getting like, yeah, we're just not going to fucking go by this anymore. Because at one point in time, it was cool to be sensitive. And now they're like,
And be a
nah,
victim.
yeah, and be a victim. And now everybody's like, no, we don't want to do that no more. This was
Yeah.
a little much.
Once it, you know, this is what's unfortunate, though. It took a number of years to get through that cycle when a certain percentage of it knew it would go like this anyway. And we were like, can we skip this? This is stupid.
Yeah.
This is fucking foolish. Do you see where let's just fast forward a few years. Where are we going to be at if everybody gets offended? You know, like you could tell these people, this is how this is going to play out. And we wasted like 8 freaking years anyway.
Yeah.
If not longer, probably about 12.
Yeah, well, I saw somebody share this the other day on Facebook, and it was I don't know if you remember a couple months ago, it was a Curves gym and this dude, and it was a dude. It was a guy that looked like me and you. Clearly, he might have had on some leggings and a sports bra, but he was in the woman's bathroom or the woman's like locker room and whipped his dick out in front of young girls and older women and women in there who were leftists, who were fucking liberals. Were like, okay, this isn't cool. Like, this clearly is just somebody fucking around. When they posted the video online and it went viral, that's when a lot of people were like, yeah, we can't get behind this no more. Now we got to put some more regulations and some laws into this shit. And
yeah, they're real quick to shit on other people, but when they start getting shit on.
Yeah. But also, too, I don't know if you remember this, like everybody wanted to be like, hey, let's let all these people come in the country and not vet them and all this other kind of shit. And I don't know who said it, but somebody said, you wait until one congressman, one senator, somebody like, wait till their family gets affected. And somebody's did. I think it might even been here in Georgia. Somebody's family member got killed by one of them and raped. And all of a sudden that person's tune changed. And then they're like, oh, okay, maybe we do need to pay attention to who's coming over here. Like, yeah, that nobody gives a fuck until it affects their family. And then once it affects their family, then, oh, what have we been saying all along? Yeah, because it happens to people like me and you. It happens to people that we know. It happens to our family members, our friends, or a friend of a friend.
You and I are intellectuals, Mr. Terry. You and I can see where this tunnel leads. You know what I mean? We're the kind of men that say, if we follow the bouncing ball, if we go by this set of rules, if we think of this set of rules and we let that play out, where does that go?
Yep.
Because we can skip a lot of these lessons that we have to learn if we just look at where this will inevitably be.
Yep.
And then we'll just go right to that, where dudes should not be in girls' rooms. We're just going to skip right to that because we know how this is going to go. If you let dudes go in the women's room, sooner or later, somebody's getting his dick out.
Yep.
We're going right to that and saying they should not be in there. Yep. But instead, there's this whole process of like love, this and that, whatever. It's like, well, what about the guy that's inevitably going to get his dick out?
Yeah.
You know, we just keep the dicks out of that room altogether. No dicks. But on the bright side, we can shit in either bathroom now.
Yeah, as long as you say what you're a woman.
You gotta take a shit.
Yeah. Yeah, but also too, I'm on the other side of it now. Like, if you want to go and you want to have a full sex change, you wanna do the whole 9 yards. If that's the life you want to live, by all means, go right ahead. Or you want to get whatever it's called, like chemically castrated, to where your dick don't work no more. And that's the life you want to live, by all means, go right ahead, go in the women's bathroom. Like, I don't mind that, but like, you can't have a working dick. You can't and be able to go around and go around females.
Getting boners all willy-nilly.
Yeah, you can't do it. I see, I'm all about fairness. But see, that's where go ahead.
You can't be too gay for titties. Even if the dude is gay, he would look at the titties.
Yeah.
Ask any homosexual. They still like titties. Like, they still can appreciate titties. Even if they're not as interested as you and I would be, you cannot, and I've taken this survey, you cannot be too gay for breasts. So he's still going to be looking at them woman's breasts.
Yep.
You know, to some sort of extent.
Just curious, how did you do that survey?
Well, did I tell you, the first podcast I was on, I tell you about that gay bar incident?
I think you actually
I think
did.
so.
I think you did,
Yeah.
but you can tell it
And
again because
that
I
that
remember
very
laughing
night
my
we
ass off.
established, huh?
I think you did, but you can tell it again because I remember laughing my ass off.
When I was in high school, my cousin got a job working a door at a bar, a local bar. And he said, when you turn 21, you got to come down to this bar. And I'm like, okay, cool. And then I told some of my buddies about it, and one of them was like, that's a gay bar. And I asked my cousin, I was like, is that a gay bar? And he's like, no, it's not like a gay bar. He said, some gay guys end up in there and shit, but it's not a gay bar. And then fast forward a couple of years, me and my buddy are 21, and we end up drunk as hell, and we drive down there, and we're already drunk when we get there, and it's in Lexington, so there's a cop on every fucking corner. But we walked in, and we're like, this is a motherfucking gay bar. Well, we can't leave. There's cops outside, and we were already hammered, you know? We're like, we're not going to not get drunk. So we just kept drinking at that gay bar. And my buddy actually ended up getting some poontang that night because this random the straight girls that are too wasted to deal with most dudes' shit will end up in the gay bars because they want to be left alone.
Yeah.
Surprise! You know? But this random chick runs up to my buddy and goes, you're straight, aren't you? And he's like, yeah. She's like, take me home. And we went to that bitch's house. I got drunk and passed out on her floor.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I took that survey because we partied there all damn night. And like they would be telling my buddy, because he's more of a ladies' man. I'm more of the awkward wallflower and, relationships and shit. I'm just watching. But this girl or these homosexual gentlemen are like eyeballing, gaydaring this filthy dancing that's going on. They're like, that girl's straight, that girl's straight, that girl's straight, that girl's straight, and like wingmaning for him, dude. And helped him get laid. So yeah, that's why I took that survey.
Yeah, I know a lot of women that they'd rather go do that shit. They don't like going.
So and they'll bust their titties out and shit because they think we're not there. Gotcha,
bitch.
No, we saw a lot of filthy ass shit.
It happens. What's some of the shit that you got that you're doing? Like I saw, you're doing merch and everything now, dude. I'm proud of you.
Dude, we've been having clusterfuck after clusterfuck after clusterfuck with the merch and stuff like that. I'm learning.
Everybody does. Everybody
I'm learning
does,
as I go, and it's just fucking
get a drop ship company.
Changes of direction and shit like that.
What you do is find a graphic artist that you actually like. If you don't
have one,
all right, get them to design you a website.
Did it.
Get them to set you up a drop ship company.
My Shopify's down right now.
All right, well,
for financial reasons, and it's just stucking, dude.
Well,
there's miscommunications amongst companies and shit. It's really hurt me.
Well, we do a drop ship company to where we don't touch our products. We don't do nothing. You get a smaller percentage of your actual sales, but
you don't have to fuck with it, you know?
Yeah, you don't have to fuck with anything.
Yeah.
You don't have to fuck. And then if you go to an event or something, order a couple $100 worth of shit. Yeah, that's what everybody does, man. Because it's just so much easier. It's so much easier to have no work in it besides for just paying your graphic artist.
Yeah. Well, see, that's what I am doing, but I'm using a very small private company, and it's they're having, I guess, struggling as well, and it's just complications that I never thought I'd have.
Well, you know what I can do for you?
What could you do for me?
The person that I use, who's absolutely fucking amazing, who does not only my stuff, but a bunch of the artists and people that we work with, who's great, better than basic marketing, by the way, Miss Erica. I can hook you up with her, and everything's fucking. I'm talking about smooth as silk, no complications, no nothing.
I tell you, man, the person I'm going through now has been very legit with me, and I am a loyalty kind of guy.
I get it.
You know
There's
what
nothing
I
wrong with
mean?
that.
So we both have new companies going. We're both having our own complications and shit. And at this point, real recognize real. I'm gonna hang in there with this company because I'd like to see this company do well. You know what I mean? And fuck, we all have our days. So I think has anybody felt like negative vibes on the fucking atmosphere lately? Like it seemed like
Yeah.
shit was just getting better. And then all of a sudden, just lately in the past few weeks, it's been like, whoa, whoa, vibes off.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm starting to become a vibe person for some fucking reason. But I really
It's
do think
real, brother.
I really do think that when you saw, and I'm not trying to make this political whatsoever, but I think when you saw Trump almost get assassinated, if that was real, people are going to come after me for saying that if it was almost real. But I think when you saw that switch up happen and then you saw Kamala come in and you started seeing all this hate on social media, I think it spewed over outside of social media. And I think you're a reflection of society. And I think the hate is just like fucking spewing over into everybody right now.
You might be right, brother, because that whole thing, I don't know what the fuck is going on anymore, for real. It's like the Trump assassination thing. It's like, all right, I'm not going to sit here and say anything was staged, but the likelihoods here are pretty low and to where they're almost suspicious. And as an adult, I have learned to, when things look fucked up, a lot of times they are. This
Yeah.
is something to look into. But then what scares the fuck out of me, brother, is Kamala Harris is a bitch ain't nobody voted for. Because they done missed the primaries and shit, right? So, like, they just nominated Kamala Lady Harris, and fucking, that's just it. That's just what's going to be done, right?
Yeah. Well,
Because they voted for Joe Biden for president, and then he, like, just nominated this bitch. Nobody voted for Kamala. They voted for Biden, and then he said, "Boop."
well, they absolutely knew after the assassination attempt on Trump, whether people believe it was real or not, they knew that Biden stood absolutely no chance. Harris is a Hail Mary at best. That is their best absolute chance to win. They knew
I think
that.
it's done. I think it's done over, man. I think it's already done. I think she'll be president of the United States. I think so, and I think it's going to make shit even worse. And I think the United States is going to collapse. And that's just what I'm calling it now.
Hey, look, there's a guy who works for the CIA who's been on a bunch of podcasts, and I can't remember his name. I know his first name's Mike. I know his first name's Mike, but he had wrote this book like back in the 80s or 90s, and he talks about in this book if you were gonna cripple a country, and he talks about if you were gonna cripple the United States, how you would do it. And dude, if there was a checklist to this book, and there's really not, but if there was a checklist, one of the first things you would do is like cause division between parties and all this kind of shit and everything. But like it's coming to fruition. Like it's literally one thing after another keeps fucking happening. And dude,
Oh yeah, it's like
it's
if I
just
were,
so fucking China's probably about to own us.
we're so.
We're fucked.
I think we are. I think it's already done. I think it's already. We're just watching it play out. There's not shit you can do about it. That's what I think. That's
Yeah.
what I believe.
I don't think we're too far off from it. I think with Trump, he either is a godsend or he's gonna fucking I don't know, dude. He's either gonna be so good and normalize us, and that's why the other side is so scared of him, or he's really not gonna fucking fix anything. Like
It's just how deep does the rabbit hole go?
yeah,
How many layers does this go? What if
yeah.
what if it's so bad right now to make it look like Trump's the savior and then he saves us or he whatever, no, I mean, he's the bad guy. Who's the bad guy?
Well, well, see,
How many layers back and forth do you have to go?
well, see, this is what's screwed up too, dude. And like, once again, rabbit hole shit. In the Bible, like it says in the end of days, that like the person who ends up being the Antichrist is the person who rises to power and tricks everybody into believing that they're just the best person of all time. Like they're just the greatest. And it's like, I'm not saying Trump is the Antichrist by any means, but like if you were gonna be somebody like that, it just seems like Trump's the dude. Like if he ends up being bad, he's snowballed everybody, which I don't really think he is by any means, but it's like, is
But
he
if
part?
he was,
But if he was,
if you were to write this story, how would it look?
yeah,
Oh shit, that looks exactly like this.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. If I was writing a fucking movie, if I was writing a movie, but then that means that
Ha-
the other side's the good side, and I'm on the wrong side, and I don't believe that the other side's the good side. There's no way that the other side is the good side. So what the fuck
well,
is the good side?
I lean to the right, you know what I mean? But people that lean to the left would probably think I'm a disgusting human being, you know what I mean? But they believe it. They
Yeah.
believe it.
Well, it's
Some of
okay.
them. I'm not saying all of them, but there's just that 25, 30%
Well,
that
I
would
don't
call
think
me
it's
a
that.
real shit sack.
I don't think it's that many. I think that the extremists. I think that the extremists on the right and the left are pieces of shit.
Yeah.
I think that either way, like if you're so close minded, because that's not what politics will set up to be. It's not supposed to be right or left. It's supposed to be middle of the aisle. We're supposed to be able to come to compromises on disagreements. It's not supposed to be your way or no way. And those people that
Yeah.
only see their way are the problem.
Yeah. Things have become pretty polarized. You got to be one or the other. It's like, but 90% of people can agree on 90% of shit.
What the hell are
You
you
know what I
doing?
mean? But they do things like put abortion on one side, put gay rights on one side, and then put like gun rights on the other side. It's like, but wait, we can have some of each.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like, because you live and let live, brother, when it comes to whatever sexual proclivities,
Well, I'm big on it.
Uh,
I'm big on if it ain't my body. I'm big on if it ain't my body, I don't give a shit. Like I
I'm not,
don't.
it's not even that I don't give a shit. It's just that, like, because I mean, I believe in the whole, not my body, not my body, not my place. I can have
Yeah.
my opinions about it, however, but I don't get to force somebody else to believe the same thing.
Yeah.
You know,
Well,
I'm
it's like
allowed to believe what I believe, and you're allowed to believe what you believe because it's
yeah,
your pussy. You know what I mean? I can't speak for another man's pussy.
yeah,
I'm just kidding. Woman's pussy.
yeah. Well, it could
I'm
be
not.
whatever. It's 2024.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Pussy, whatever.
Well, here's my thing: is I don't have to answer for your sins or whatever your beliefs at the
Yes.
end of the day. I don't have to. I've got to. I'm gonna have enough of my own that I've got to sit there and have to answer for. Why am I worried about
Yeah,
yours? Like I don't have to.
dude.
I don't understand why enough people
Yeah.
don't get that. Like, I can have my own beliefs, like you said, and I can be passionate in my beliefs, but I don't have to project my beliefs onto you. I can let you have your beliefs.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and that doesn't
Mm-hmm.
make, and that doesn't even, in my eyes, that doesn't even make you a bad person if we don't believe the same shit. It just means we have a difference of opinion. There's something that I'm
Yeah.
really learning is like, Tuck, I can't tell you why you tried crystal meth and why I didn't. I wasn't raised the way you were. You wasn't raised the way I was. I wasn't in the situations in your life that you were, or vice versa. I was never put in a situation where it was like, oh, I'm gonna try crystal meth. But if I was in your shoes and had been walked the miles that you had might walked, I probably would have tried crystal meth, right? Like, I don't like when people
Yeah.
judge other people because of what they've been through, because you don't know what got them to that point.
Mm-hmm.
So
That is
that's what
that's some
anything
beautiful
in life.
shit, Josh Terry.
Yeah, it's
That's
like
some beautiful shit.
yeah, it's like how can you can't do that to somebody. Other day I was telling somebody this. It's like the whole spiel I was giving them was like you wasn't there. Like I sit here and I bitch sometimes because I lived in a single wide growing up. But what about the person
Hell, I
who
live
did?
in one now.
Yeah, but what about the person who didn't have doors and had to fucking turn their stove on for heat? Like I bitch about like having to grow up with addicts for parents, but what about the kid that was abused as a child? Like I wasn't there to see the way you were raised and what made you become who you are. So like
Yes, sir.
if I wasn't there, then how the hell can I sit here and judge you by what you've done and what you haven't done? So it's like
Yes, sir.
I don't know what got you to that point of your life. So
I
how
just
can
like
I
to fucking party, man.
yeah.
It was part of it. Being a bit of a dumbass. Yeah. Yeah, I
Yeah.
would call it dumbassery.
Yeah. It's okay though. It's
I
part of your
fuck up sometimes.
it's part of your story though, dude. Fuck it. I mean it's
Yeah.
yeah.
It's it's been a wild ride. It has been a real it has been a real humdinger. I'll tell you. I'm walking around looking at my trees. It brings me peace. Do you have something like that? You got like for real
Yeah,
every single day. That's why I get so mad when somebody runs one over. I'll get high. I'm stoned to the bone right now. And I just walk around like there's a honey crisp apple right here, and it is a weak bitch. As you can see, the bugs
try
really like to eat it. But I got a really good deal on that tree.
try to
Pick the
stay
ground. This is my life. This is what I do every single day.
try to stay where you got good service. You keep going in and out a little bit.
Hmm?
Is
Oh,
it-
okay, okay, okay. Is
yeah,
that better?
yeah, you got to remember though, Tuck. Like everybody, doesn't matter who you are or who's listening to this. We all got chapters of our book that we would like to rewrite, but it wouldn't be
Yeah,
our book if we could rewrite those chapters.
yeah, yeah. And I'm a big believer in that whole "we'll see" kind of mentality. I think was it Jocko that was talking about that. There was a story. I think he was on the Joe Rogan podcast, and it was the concept of it was like everything that happens. The wise old man says, "Is it a good thing or bad thing? We'll see." And
Oh
then
yeah,
it was, you know what I mean? I'm big on that shit. We don't count chickens till they hatch anymore around here.
yeah. Well, there was a message I was listening to last night, dude, and it's there's not enough people like when you're going through like a storm or you're going through like a bad season of your life, or let's like say you're even going through like a bad relationship. This was kind of the message they were given. If you're going through like a bad relationship, but you care about the person and you quit, you don't know what it's at like what it is on the other side after the problems are fixed. You don't know if you just gave up in the middle. But that's anything in life. Like if you would have just said fuck it and kept using drugs, or I would have said fuck it and kept going the ways that I was going in life, you wouldn't know what it was like on the other side of it. Like
Hmm.
you don't know. So like and you won't see. It's like you don't know if it's going to get better unless you see. But the one you're talking about is a little Indian tribe to where like the dude fell off, broke his leg, the warrior, and all that kind of
Yeah,
shit. Yeah, I know the story you're talking about to where he couldn't go to war, but then he ended up not getting killed when the rest of them got killed. He became chief and all that kind of stuff because of an injury.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, wherever you're at,
yeah. And
your
then it's
service.
like it became good, then it became bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Gosh damn it, I'm right by this Wi-Fi box. Okay, I'm gonna have to just stand right the fuck here.
But anyway,
I don't got ripped. Yeah.
you got any other stuff coming up before we get off of here? Like any events or anything you want to promote before we get the hell off here?
Uh the Hoggin in the Cut video shoot. It's get if you don't mind, we need to sell some of these tickets. Go to Ticket Leap. For the viewers, ticketleap.com and just search keyword Hoggin and it should come up. The Hoggin in the Cut video shoot. We we are really excited about that event. We want it to turn out awesome. But it's my first event I've put together or helped put together. So it's kind of we're learning,
When is it?
September 7th in
Where's it at?
Litchfield, Kentucky, bro. There's gonna be some BBWs, bro. You ought to snag you ought to come. Mm-hmm.
You know what? We're
Mm-hmm.
already going to be in Nashville the next day or two after that. I might have to. That's not far from
That
Nashville, right?
couple hours,
I think.
maybe.
Yeah, I think me and one of my buddies, James, don't live too far from there. I think we could probably make that. Maybe even bring Chili Dog's little ass. He's around there.
Will you? Would you mind helping me advertise it just a touch? Like maybe repost one of my ads or something?
I will repost anything you want me to, Tuck. I like the hell out of
That's
you.
fuck yeah, dude. Because I mean, I would feel really good about this event going well. You know what I mean? Like we're really putting a lot into this to make it an enjoyable, fun, funny experience. You know, there's going to be live music. There's going to be, depending on you, if you get, you know, general admission or VIP. VIP comes with food and drinks. You know what I mean? And fucking access to special areas. You know, you get front row seating to performances, shit like that. But the ticket comes with parking. Uh, I suck at this, dude.
No, you don't. You're doing
Uh,
great. You're doing great.
yeah, I suck at advertising. That's the thing that I'm trying to figure out
Hey,
because I'm just fucking
none
here,
of us,
man.
just so you know, none of us were good when we first started doing it.
Yeah, but I really want this event to go well. And like I said before, man, I got some cool ass followers. I really fucking do. I'm really tickled about that as well.
Well,
Can you
anything,
can you
anything
hear
that,
me?
yeah, anything that we can do to
Okay.
help with that, dude, y'all got to just ask me. I told you before,
I'm a,
I like the hell out of you. Anything we can do to help, man, I don't mind at all.
I appreciate it. I like you too, Josh Terry. You're a pretty swell guy.
I,
Pretty straight up guy.
I try my best, Tuck. I try my best.
We're just doing the best we can out here, brother.
That's right.
That's one thing I tell our youth, you know, like just do the best you can, the best you know how. Like look at the situation and think about it and just do the best you can, man. And just leave it at that. If your heart's in the right place, you may not end up necessarily where you wanted, but you'll realize you like where you're at.
Well, the thing
That makes
is,
sense.
it does. Well, the thing is, Tuck, you're not always where you want to be, but you're always where you're supposed to be.
I believe that.
Damn right.
I believe the shit out of that.
Well, you go enjoy your high and your trees and your rest of your day, son. And I appreciate you
I
doing the
appreciate you.
show. I'm gonna put this out this afternoon. And anything you need help with Hogging in the cut, the event or the song, man, you let me know.
That's fucking badass. I'll be in touch.
All
I'll
right,
holler
brother.
at you.
All right, brother. Well, you take it easy, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, man. Be good.
See you, Bubba.
See you. Bye.